Our first goal had to be to get into the top 20, not into the top 10. Oh, we'd love to be in the top 10, but we got to be realistic too.
Hey, Mark. Good. Delay. They got to delay us.
Florida State University, 3 years prior to the hiring of Bobby Bowden, had won 4 games. 3 of them in 1975, the final year of the Darrell Mudra era. And when Bobby came in and we won 5 games in his first year, I mean, by golly, that was an epiphany. Here it is. Florida State is back on the map.
1976 brought a new head football coach to Florida State University. His name was Bobby Bowden, and he would change the landscape of college football.
Florida State, with that touchdown by Key, goes on top to state 10-3.
Our first goal had to be to get into the top 20, not into the top 10. Oh, we'd love to be in the top 10, but we got to be realistic too. We will strive to get in the top 20. If we get into the top 20, we should get a bowl, because usually there's usually 22 or 24 slots for bowl people. So we get into the bowl, and then that's 2 objectives. Now next year our objective will be higher.
I don't know if President Marshall and the Seminole Boosters board that went out on the selection committee realized they were hiring absolutely a brilliant coach, a Hall of Fame coach, a coach that would put Florida State on the map forever.
They're going to come in here about 4th in the nation, or 5th. They're going to come here 4th or 5th in the nation. Well, let's pray.
He became known for his easygoing manner off the field. And on the field, some would call him the riverboat gambler for his willingness to take chances.
It's 21-21. And here's the short handoff, and the little handoff to the halfback. Leroy Butler's got a long way to go to the 40. Leroy Butler to the 50. Leroy Butler to the 40, to the 30. Leroy Butler to the 20. Leroy to the 10. Leroy Butler knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line. What a play by the Seminoles, some razzle-dazzle.
All pass 59, wide post. Tell them we got to have a touchdown.
But Bobby Bowden would adapt. He would change. He was a passing-oriented coach. He was a wide receiver coach, quarterback coach. Bobby Bowden adapted change to his team because he knew that you had to change to stay ahead of the other people. And that's exactly right. You know, Florida State's successful.
Second down, goal to go. When the quarterback has Franklin. And Roger Craig, he's going to roll toward his right side. Borowski's going to trap him. He loses the football. The Seminoles are going to haul on it. Florida State's come up with it. They own the football in the ballgame. Seminoles.
Bobby Bowden spent 34 years as the head coach at Florida State University. And when he was done, he was the winningest coach in college football history, with an NCAA-recognized 377 wins.
But something else that should really stand out in the career of Bobby Bowden, he's a coach that took his football team to top 5 finishes, 10 wins or more, for 14 consecutive years. Hadn't been done before, hasn't been done since. He also was the first coach to take a team wire to wire as the #1 team in the country. Preseason #1 Associated Press, all the way through the 14 weeks of the season, and then the final poll, #1 of the country. That was the 1999 championship team. No other team's done it before, and none's done it since. So Bobby Bowden will always be in the middle of the picture, at the top of the pack, as the most successful coach in the game of college football.